Today's guest is T.A. Cunningham, five-star defensive lineman here in the class of 2024. T.A., thank you for joining me. How are you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Doing great. Glad to have you. So let's begin first off here. For you in your offseason, I know you've taken a visit to South Carolina recently, but what's been going on for you? What have you been up to lately?
Really just getting back in the lab, getting back strong on those games that we may have lost during the breaks and the vacations and all that. Just getting that back, getting ready for spring ball, all that good stuff. And then I've taken a couple of visits here and there, but mainly just getting ready for spring ball.
For sure. Well, when you talk about getting back in the lab specifically, what are some of those things that you're doing or trainers that you're working with, drills you're doing? What does that look like from your perspective?
Um, Recently, I've been training football wise as much as I've been in the weight room, but mainly I've just been in the weight room doing like football specific workouts and stuff like that just to make my body as strong as possible for football when I get back to it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, right now at this time of year, it's NFL draft weekend. So when you look at the draft and these things of guys are hitting that point where they're reaching their big dreams and goals that you've said you have in your future as well, what goes through your head when you're watching right now as a fan or just a high school football player? When you're seeing these guys on stage, watching this draft, what goes through your head for you?
Um, I could say like maybe before it was kind of like a dream to kind of watch it and oh, I wish that could happen, but now it's more like this is supposed to be my reality in the future. So it's motivation for sure, but it's not really that far fetched if that makes sense anymore.
Yeah, for sure. When was the moment for you, or how do you remember that moment when you're like, wait a minute, this is not that far fetched, like you say, for someone like you?
I'd say probably after this season when everything kind of blew up. So everything kind of blew up during and after this season. And then I realized like this isn't just a game, like this is a business for me. So that's kind of when I mean it was always serious, but I realized like seriously this is more than just like a dream. This is a reality.
I see. Yeah, and for you is that mentality shifts of, okay, this is a business. This is getting, it was serious, but getting more serious, like you say. What changes for you outside of that mental shift? What are things you're doing differently or things you might be having to approach a little differently now that you've got this mentality?
I really wouldn't even say it's the work. I'd say it's more how you work. Um, and like I just said, the mentality too. It's the way you think about things and the way you look at things when you go into like practices. You want to make sure you get every rep perfect. You want to practice like you play. So you want to get every rep perfect. You want to do everything perfect. In the weight room, you don't want to skip out on a rep or have improper form. You want to make sure everything's perfect. So it's the little things that kind of increase more than the big things.
Gotcha. Okay, well, you talk about this last season being the one that blew you up. So I'm going to do a share screen here and we'll take a look at some of what that season looked like for you. We'll go ahead, full screen, top of the reel, and we'll start here. You can see this as well, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Sweet. Okay. So first play, right? In a huddle reel, highlight reel, you want to show what you're all about. Start with a pop. So as we take a look here at this first play, just kind of talk us through a little bit of what's going through your head or what it's like here on the field.
Uh, on this play, I knew I had to keep contained regardless of if it was pass or run. And I see the running back kind of shift out as well as the offensive line. So I kind of just followed them, and this happened.
Gotcha. So you get out, you make the play. Showing some plays in the run game here at the beginning. Then play number 2, highlight you on screen, and here we go.
Yeah, I remember I was being held that whole play. I just wanted it. I just wanted that play though.
Yeah, there you are. You get off of it, make a play. So from what I understand for you as well, this past season, a lot of the run defending or defending in the backfield on some of the plays like we've seen here. So for you, when you talk about playing D in the run game from your position, what kind of comes to mind for you as some of your strengths and things that you feel like have been common themes or doing well in that department?
In the run game,
Yeah, run game, stopping the run.
um, well, first off, if I'm in a hole, I'm pretty big bodied to kind of block in a hole. So I think I fill up those gaps pretty well. And then on top of that, when I'm in the gaps, I'm pretty physical too. And I feel like something I improved on a lot too was not stopping my feet once I make contact. So I'm able to drive back the offensive lineman as well as stop the run too.
Gotcha. All right. You go forward a little bit. We got the celebration here at the end. How much of a celebrator are you?
Honestly, as much as my coaches allow it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Is this a go-to, the money, or what do you like? What do you go for?
I go for really whatever I'm feeling. Like really things just pop in my head and I just go for it. I don't really have a set celebration.
Gotcha. So spontaneous here. All right. So we got that at the end. Next play, batting down passes. We see several plays on this reel where you're getting your arms up in the passing lanes, you're making a play.
Right.
So take me through kind of when you're on the line. I know it's a short play here, but getting your hands up, that part of your game.
I feel like that's just a really important part of my game and a really unique part of my game. My dad, my coaches always tell me to use my length to my advantage and always keep a hand up in the passing lane, even if I'm not super close to the ball, always have a hand up in the passing lane. And you can see in these two plays that it paid off.
Yeah, and you say a unique part of your game. We don't see a lot of guys, even though you're a 5-star, we have high standards for you, but you don't see a ton of guys even at that level that are getting their hands on as many passes as we've seen throughout your season, throughout this reel. So here we are again, pass play in the lanes. I know we see it several times here, but how often was that happening for you where you're able to get your hands up in the pass lanes this year and block bat down passes?
I think I had like 9 this season, so
Wow.
it was pretty often.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. So here we go. Next look. We're about a little over 30 seconds into the reel. Got you going after the quarterback here. So we had some run stops. We had arms up in the pass game. Now when you're rushing the passer, how's that part of your game look? Take us into a little bit of that here.
I take some of the physicality from the run into the pass game as well. And I kind of mix that with the finesse as well. And also mix that with the speed. And I feel like it's just a beautiful mixture to kind of get this. This time he let go of the ball before I could get to him, but like I said, I put my hands up again. So that was a block pass again.
Yeah. So there we go. Another block pass. So in terms of now going forward for you, when you rush the passer, what's in your bag? What kind of moves are we looking at, or how developed are you there? What does that look like right now?
I feel like that's one of the biggest parts of my game that I want to develop more. I'll never feel like I'm just a fully complete player, but that's one of the things that this summer, especially, I want to work on the most is being able to learn how to pass rush better. Um, I feel like, especially since it wasn't taught in the system of defense that I played in, um, I was kind of deficient at it and kind of relied on the run more. But still, even with the training that I did have, I used a lot of chops in the long arm. That was a really good move I like to use was the long arm.
The
I used
long
to know what
arm.
I like.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right, with the length you've got. So we'll take a look here. We got shotgun from the quarterback. And here you are. Get in there. Quarterback sack. Take me through it. Sack play here.
Really, that was just a bull rush. I was physically more dominant than the offensive lineman in front of me, so I just bull rushed him, and then the quarterback stepped up, and he was right there, so I grabbed him.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll take a look at one more here. Final play in the film, of course, celebration after that one. And here we go. Another sack. And the celebration.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know what to do on this one. I think this was my first sack of the season. So, yeah, I was really excited for that one. And I think I did a rib move. Yeah, that was a rib move at that point. But yeah, that was just my first sack of the season. I was super excited. My team was super excited. And I think I had one more after that in the same game.
Awesome. All right. So we've taken a look at some of the film here, gotten a look at you as a player, talked about where you are, where you're developing. So going forward, what are some of the future plans for you and things that you've got coming up here in the off season or in the summer, the next few months ahead?
Really just putting my head down, working. I mean, it's a lot going on with recruitment. Coming up on my junior year, especially September 1st coming. But I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm just worried about getting the work in and basically proving to people who I really am. So that's what the main goal is for now.
For sure. Okay. Well, good luck with that, TA. Thank you again for your time. Glad to have you on today.
Yes, sir.